offering this week is kind of heart shoulder opening and then a little bit of hip and hamstring connection. And the intention that strings these together is creating balance. Last week, if you were here, my class, whether you were here on Zoom or took my class in person, was really shoulder heavy and hip heavy. And this week I felt the need to balance out that strength quality with a little bit more openness, a little bit more kind of creating freedom across the heart space. And I find in my yoga practice and in life too, there's like this balance between feeling grounded and steady, but feeling stuck, and then a balance between feeling open and free and buoyant, or feeling kind of floaty in a way that it's hard to ground ourselves in reality a little bit. We can get anxious, we can be a little bit busy in our mind, a little fin just joined. And our yoga practice helps us find this like middle way, this middle path of both being grounded and free, both being steady and flexible. And the intention of our class today is to work towards greater balance, whatever that looks like and feels like for your body, allowing this practice to help cultivate that. If any of the shoulder stuff, the opening, feels like too much, feel free to skip and adjust. We won't be doing anything too crazy, and I think it's a balanced kind of opening between opening this way and opening this way. So I know sometimes when we do like too many chest expansion binds or too many eagle arms, it can get a little bit repetitive. So hopefully this is a good balance of both. Okay. We'll start in Shavasana when you're ready. So go ahead and lie back, get comfortable. Take a moment to settle in. Take a moment to close your eyes. And as you settle into the earth and you allow your eyes to drop shut, take a moment to scan through your body. So from the crown of your head all the way down to your fingers and to your toes. Just notice if there's any initial tension or tightness that you can send a breath into. And with that exhale, release. And maybe take 2 more cycles like that, finding a point of tension or stickiness in your body. Offering a slow and steady breath into that area. Allowing an exhale to help release some of that tension away. Just one more time, locating an area in your body that feels a little bit stuck, maybe a little bit stagnant. Reach a deep breath into that space. And let that breath empty all the way out. And then as you continue to breathe and continue to deepen your breath, continue to transition into your practice this morning. And consider what it feels like in your life when you feel most balanced. How does balance manifest in maybe your physical body or the way that you communicate, in your relationships and your career, how you move about your day? Maybe consider what's present in your life when you feel most balanced. What are maybe some of the essential elements of a balanced life for you as an individual? And then maybe consider one thing. It doesn't have to be a big shift. Maybe it's a small shift. One thing, though, that you can shift this week or add into this week to promote greater balance in your life. today as you continue on through your week. And then this yoga practice this morning can be our first step in that direction. First step of action towards consciously moving towards greater balance. And so holding this one thing, whatever it is that you've chosen in your heart, asking it to show up for you, asking yourself to show up for it. We'll take 3 rounds of clearing back to get started. Let's go ahead and take a really deep inhale through your nose. And whenever you're ready, a cleansing exhale out of your mouth. And a deep breath in through your nose. And then a clearing exhale all the way to empty. And one more time, deep and wide breath in through your nose. And clearing exhale to release. And allow your lips to seal. And as you start to breathe in and out of your nose or ujjayi breath, we're going to make our way into a full body stretch. Start to reach your arms up and overhead. Take a couple circles through your ankles and your wrists. And then eventually bend your knees into your body, giving yourself a nice big hug. And some length through your low back, maybe a little rock from side to side. And then keep your knees bent, but place your feet down to the earth. And take a figure 4 right ankle on your left thigh. And you might take one breath just to bring that figure 4 towards you. You want a little bit of extra depth in your hip stretch. A little rock from side to side maybe. And then we're going to tip our whole figure 4 over to the left. So keeping the figure 4 shape in your legs. Allow your legs to tip to the left, so the sole of your right foot comes to the earth. And maybe your left hand reaches down to catch your right ankle. And then let your right knee reach forward and away. And then send just 2 more cycles of breath along the right side of your body. Making every exhale going to be that invitation to release anything that shows up as tension or tightness, any stickiness. And then bring your figure 4 back through center and send your right leg up to the sky. And then reach behind your right leg for a hamstring stretch. You're maybe a little bit soft, so at least a micro bend, and then send your right heel high to the sky so you get a stretch all the way up through your calf. As you bring your right leg towards your body, think about reaching your right hip crease forward. And then give yourself one more breath in with the flex of your right heel to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, point your right toes to the sky. And then take a circle in one direction with your ankle. And a circle in the other direction. Before you land your right foot down to the earth, knee bent. And you take figure 4 second side. So left ankle on your right thigh. You bring your figure 4 towards your body first for a breath. A little rock from side to side as you take an inhale. And then let that breath empty away. And at the bottom of your breath, you're going to tip that whole figure 4 to the right side of your body. So your left foot lands to the earth, left knee moving forward and away. Your right hand might reach down to catch your left ankle. And for that long line of energy through your left side body, let your breath reach into that area. And we'll take one more breath here. When you bring your figure four back to center, you're going to extend your left leg towards the ceiling, reach behind your left leg, and check in with your hamstring. So again, a little micro bend to the knee, so we're not putting too much pressure in the knee joint itself. Extend high through your left heel, and think about creating as much length through your spine as you can. So from the crown of your head all the way to your tail. And you breathe, a little extension of your torso. And just take one more moment to the flexed orientation of your ankle, left heel high to the sky. Then we're going to point our left toes up towards the ceiling. And take a circle in one direction with your ankle. And a circle in the other direction. And then bring your knees into your body for a second. Just let your thighs come towards your heart space. And we're going to do our little core connection here. So we're going to bring our knees into a 90-degree bend. So we're like an upside down tabletop. And you'll flex your feet, pull your navel down to your spine. And then take your hands up to the sky, palms facing in. So we're in our upside down tabletop, palms face each other. Now keep your knees in a 90-degree bend the whole time for the first set. Your hands and your legs are both going to move though. So as you inhale, knees stay at 90, you're going to tap your heels down to the earth. At the same time, slowly reach your hands overhead, pull your navel down. And your exhale, bring everything back to the starting point. So keeping your low back anchored, bring your knees back to 90 and your fingertips to the sky.
I just saw a squirrel run by on the telephone wire with a little sunflower head.
Inhale, tap your heels down to the earth, reach your hands up and overhead. Front ribs hug in. And then exhale, bring your knees back to 90, fingertips to the sky. You'll take one more just like that. Inhale, tap your heels down, reach your hands back. And then on your exhale, bring everything back to start. We're going to do a little variation of this. So this time our legs are going to extend as well, but only allow your legs to extend with length that feels healthy for your low back. So they don't have to go all the way straight. They don't have to go all the way towards a hover. You're listening to your body. But then inhale, so just send your legs out, reach your hands up and overhead. It feels better to zip your legs up. Now you can have your legs kiss that center. Then exhale, bend your knees to 90, reach your hands to the sky. And two more like that, so simple but strong. Inhale, legs long, hands go up and overhead. Navel pulls down. Exhale, back to start, knees to 90, hands to the sky. Good, last time here, breath in to lengthen, reach, reach, reach. Navel pulls down. And exhale back to start. And then release and relax your knees to your chest. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale to release, letting that whole breath go. Go ahead and make your way up to your tabletop pose when you're ready. So start to find your way up to all fours. You're going to bring your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And we'll right away move into a cow shape. So with your next breath in, lift your heart, lift your tail. Good, and on your exhale, curl your spine to a cat pose, round your spine. And then come to neutral through your spine. Keep your hips high. We're going to walk our hands forward and dive down into a puppy pose. We're on a Hatasana, hips high, chest low. You can bring your forehead or your heart to the earth. And you can bring on your palms or your fingertips. So you decide. And then think about breathing into the back of your heart space here. And with every exhale, see if you can sink a little bit closer to the earth, melting towards your yoga mat, getting that sense of surrender at your heart space. One more breath in and out. And from here, we're going to slide forward into a Sphinx pose. So it might not be like the most graceful transition. What you're going to do is bend at your elbows until your shoulders are over your elbows. And then slide your legs back so you're in your Sphinx pose. Yep. And as you press down through your forearms, make sure your upper arm bones are perpendicular to the earth, collarbones wide. Then bend your right heel towards your seat like a little hamstring curl. We're gonna move into this action I call a reverse twist. So you're gonna scorpion tail your right toes towards your left shoulder. You're gonna roll onto the outside of your left thigh. You're gonna pull your heart forward. Keep both your upper arm bones perpendicular to the earth to the best of your ability and root through your forearms. So it's kind of like a wild thing action almost. And then as you pull your heart forward, maybe reach your right fingertips out in front. So right leg or right arm long, right fingertips rooted. Then your right leg is reaching to the back left corner of your yoga mat. As you push down with your left forearm, you're pulling your heart forward still. Maybe your right glute lights up to lift your right knee a little bit taller. And just take one more breath in. And on your exhale, release back to your Sphinx pose. Right elbow to the earth, right leg long. And the second side, bend your left toe towards your booty. And then start to take your left toes to your right shoulder. And then you're gonna roll onto the outside of your right thigh a little bit. And as you push through your forearms, pull your heart forward. So we're targeting kind of like the mid to upper back here. When you're ready, you can start to extend your left fingertips forward if that's interesting for you. Really push down with your fingertips so there's some energy around your left shoulder blade. And then let your left knee reach back into the right. Root down with your right forearm to pull your heart forward again. And if your left glute engages just a tiny bit more to help with the lift of your knee. And take one more inhale. And on your exhale, you'll go back to your Sphinx pose, left leg long, left forearm to the earth. Now you're going to keep your heart lifted in your Sphinx. We're going to slide our hands back into a low Cobra. So think about using the muscles along your spine. Slide your hands back beside you, big breath in. And then exhale, lower your forehead down to the earth. With your next inhale, go back to a low Cobra, a high Cobra, or maybe an upward facing dog. So whatever level of heart opening feels good in this moment for your individual body. And we're all gonna meet in downward facing dog. So you can move your child's pose, tabletop, or maybe you hike your pelvis up to the sky, downward facing dog. And then just take a moment and we pedal up your feet. Then relax the weight of your skull to the earth, just release your neck. And then inhale your right leg to the sky, find your three-legged dog. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your head. And with an inhale, three-legged dog, re-extend your right leg. And exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. You lift up to your fingertips, dip your left knee to a hover as you inhale for your cow lunge. The left knee dips low, heart reaches. And on your exhale, lengthen your legs for your cat lunge, connecting to your hamstrings. Good. From here, you're gonna rebend into your front knee. We're gonna step forward into a forward fold. Left foot meets your right, soften your knees, and fold over your thighs. And just sway a little bit forward and back, allowing your hamstrings to gradually open a little bit more. And keeping a bit of softness in your knees. Inhale to your halfway lift, start to lengthen out through your spine. And on your exhale, forward fold, release. Rise all the way up with a big breath in, Urdhva Hastasana, reach both your hands to the ceiling. And as you exhale, a little softness in your knees, buttox your elbows wide. Feel your sternum lift to the sky. Think about your shoulder blades lifting your heart to the ceiling. And then big breath in, reach up high again, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale to forward fold, soft knees, slow hinge back to the earth. Get to get a halfway lift as you inhale. And then find your high plank as you breathe out. Plant your hands and step your feet back. Good. With your knees up or down, pause here as you breathe in, pushing the earth away. And stay as you breathe out, drawing up and into your center. And then listen for your next inhale to shift forward and exhale all the way to your belly. Release slow, really intentional. Your elbows go straight back. And hug in towards your ribcage. And at the bottom, untuck your toes. Inhale to a low cobra to lengthen out. Press your toenails, lift the back of your heart. With your exhalation, lower right back down. We're gonna set up for Gecko Pose next. So take your fingertips wider than your yoga mat. Your elbows are gonna go high over your wrists. Squeeze your finger pads, your hands are tented. And inhale, lift your heart space, push the earth away. On your exhale, dip your left shoulder to the center and look over to the right. And as you inhale, lift back through the midline, lengthen. And exhale, second side, dip your right shoulder and look to the left. A big breath in brings you back to your center. On your exhale, pull your heart forward, lower all the way down. Hands by your low ribs, upward facing dog. Take an inhale to lengthen and lift. Feel your ribcage draw out of your pelvis. Let's stretch across your belly. Downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Inhale your left leg up to the ceiling. And exhale to bend your knee and open your hip. Take your time to breathe back into a three-legged dog. Inhale, extend your left leg. And exhale, step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. As you lift your fingertips, bend your right knee to a hover cow lunge. Pull your heart forward. And exhale to your cow lunge, find the extension through your legs. And we'll bend into our front knee. And step forward to our forward fold, Uttanasana. Right foot joins your left. Right away, inhale to a halfway lift, lengthen out through your spine. And exhale, forward fold, release. Rise up to stand with your inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, soften your knees and goddess your arms. This time, allow your hands to fall to interlace behind you. You can take either thumb on top. Start with bent elbows and draw your elbows towards one another. Pull your front ribs in. Think about spreading your collarbones across your chest. And if you'd like to, you can start to lengthen your arms out. Take an inhale here. Keep or release your bind. You choose, you're gonna exhale, forward fold. So maybe you keep the bind as you hinge forward at your hips. Just let your head hang heavy for a second. Think about untucking your tailbone to the sky. Breathe in. Then release your hands to the earth as you breathe out. We're gonna step back into a high plank pose. We'll pause for a moment here. Again, you can decide if your knees are up or down in your high plank. Take a moment to feel your breath, to light up your body. Then inhale, shift forward. And exhale, lower all the way to the earth, slow and strong. When you arrive to your belly, untuck your toes. Inhale to a low cobra, lift the back of your heart. Let me feel the strength along your spine. With your exhale, we're gonna lower down. Bring your right arm out in line with your right shoulder for a winged pose. So your right arm's gonna go directly out from your right shoulder. You'll look to the left. And then tighten your left fingertips like a Gecko Pose. And take your left toes behind you like a wild thing. Kind of similar to what we did on our forearms. So creating a shoulder stretch across your right shoulder and pec. Untuck your chin a little bit. And then you might kind of wiggle your hips and your ribs more towards the left side of your yoga mat if you need more depth. If you're not feeling much of a stretch, make sure that your right hand is in line with your right shoulder and not lower than your right shoulder. And one more breath in. And then exhale, roll back through center into second side. So as you send your legs long, you're gonna send your left arm out in line with your left shoulder. So your hand is in line with your shoulder. Look to the right, tap your right fingertips, and then kickstand your right toes behind you like a wild thing. Just let your left temple, your left ear rest to the earth. Then push to your right fingertips to really lean your right shoulder back. And allow yourself to breathe here. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, you're gonna roll back through center, both legs long, hands by your low ribs, upward facing dog. Take a breath in to find your lift and length. And breath out, downward facing dog to the sky. Good. With an inhale, lift your heels up high. As you exhale, bend your knees and then step or hop to the top, forward fold. We'll take a little halfway lift, lengthen out through your spine. And then exhale, forward fold, release. Rise all the way to stand with your inhale, or Hastasana. And this time as you soften your knees a little bit with your exhale, please eagle wrap your right arm underneath your left. So you can either bring your arms into a full double wrap, palms to kiss. You can take the backs of your hands together, or you can bring your forearms together instead. Let your shoulders settle into your torso, but then use the strength of your body, particularly your right shoulder, to lift your right elbow in line with your shoulders. So your right elbow is the bottom elbow. So think right elbow is lifting in line with your shoulders, but shoulders are settled out of our ears. Try to find a little bit of engagement through the shoulders here, without them being too active, right? So it's like this, they're active and they're supportive, but they're not overly working, right? Think about your fingertips moving slightly forward away from your forehead, and then lean your weight over to your left foot and bring your right knee up into your chest. So I know it's early to be standing on one leg. Taking a moment to check in with your breath here. Give yourself one more full cycle of breath in and out. And then we're going to slowly step back into a high crescent lunge. Take a big step back with your right toes. As your right toes land, unwind your arms in circles, sweep your hands up to the sky. Full breath in. Your exhale, hinge forward, airplane your arms beside you, heart forward, fingertips back. And then inhale, high crescent lunge, rise tall again. And two more like that, just kind of rinse the shoulders out. Exhale, airplane arms, proud heart. And inhale, high crescent lunge, reach tall. And last time like this, exhale, airplane arms, hinge forward. Beautiful. Inhale, high crescent lunge, reach tall. This time as you exhale, open arm twist to the left. So sweep your left hand down and back, reach your right hand forward. And as you turn your heart to the left, use one big breath in to exalt, right hand to the sky, left hand towards your right hamstring. We're going to keep the twist. We're just going to tip our right hand down to the earth and our left hand up to the sky. Strong right leg here. Turn your heart open to your left thumb. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, we're going to turn all 10 toes to our right and bend our right knee for a side lunge. So all 10 toes are facing the right edge of your yoga mat. Now bend your right knee for your side lunge. Strong with your feet. Spread your wings open wide, using your upper back to lift the backs of your hands to the sky. So the space behind your heart is strong. Then twist your left hand down and your right hand to the ceiling. So your heart is rotating towards your right bent knee. Take a nice full inhale here. And then on your exhale, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat, bend into your left knee. Turn all 10 toes forward. Plant your palms. To go one-legged plank or a high plank as you inhale. So send your left leg back, one-legged plank or high plank. Exhale your left knee towards your left tricep. Three-legged dog, send your left leg to the sky. And then bend your knee and open your hip as you breathe out. You can stay here. For option to explore wild thing, you take your left toes behind you. Open your heart to the sky. Then a big breath in. Then when you're ready, high plank pose as your core to bring yourself back through center. Inhale shifts you forward. Vinyasa or a down dog. So exhale through your chaturanga. Or you can of course skip this transition and just go back to downward dog. Okay, from your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale to bend your knees, travel forward, forward fold, step or hop. Take a little half lift with your big breath in. And exhale to release. Rise up to stand on your inhalation, reaching tall. And then finding a little bit of softness in your knees. This time you're going to wrap your left arm underneath your right. So equal wrap left arm underneath right. Or choose your arm variation. Squeeze in through center. Again, using your shoulder strength, you're going to lift so that your left elbow is in line with your shoulders. The bottom elbow. Your fingertips switch a little bit further forward away from your forehead. And breathe into the back of your body. Your right leg is going to become your base. Light up your core strength to bend your left knee in towards your chest. And just pausing here, take a slow breath. And a slow breath out. Now trying to keep your eagle arms. Take your time to step back to a high crescent lunge. Place your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. That's so good. And then unwind your arms and circle, sweep your hands to the sky. Big breath in. With our exhale, let's airplane forward. Hinge your heart forward. Just airplane your arms beside you. Root through your right heel, high crescent lunge. Inhale to lift back up. 2 more exhale. Wash forward, let your fingertips sweep beside you. Then inhale to grow tall, high crescent lunge. Last time here, exhale, airplane arms strong to your right leg. And inhale, high crescent lunge. And then open arm twist to your right. Let your right hand sweep down and back, left hand reaches forward. We can notice how even just in our twist here, there's shoulder opening happening. Your sturdiness of the hips required to hold us steady. We're going to inhale to exalt your left hand find the sky. Feel your ribcage lift up and out of your pelvis. Then keep the twist. Tip your left hand to the earth. Your right fingertips to the ceiling. You need to kind of slide your left toes back a little bit. You can. Open your heart up. Big breath in. We're going to turn all our toes to the left and bend our left knee side lunge as you breathe out. Great, so your left knee is bent. Strong through your legs and your core, start to spread your wings open. Think about accessing the strength at the back of your heart to do this. Now take an inhale. And exhale your right fingertip to the earth and twist your left hand to the sky. Your heart's going to be turning to the back of your yoga mat. To your bent left knee. Feel your sits bones reach back, and then think about untucking your tailbone a little bit like cow spine. Then 1 more inhale. Then low lunge to the top of your yoga mat as you exhale, bend into your right knee. Turn all the way forward. Beautiful. One-legged plank or high plank. So either float your right leg if that doesn't feel good for your body. Right toes land. Exhale your right knee towards your right tricep. And 3-legged dog. Slowly use your core to lift your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or wild thing option to place your right toes behind you. And turn your heart open. Take a full inhale. High plank on your exhale. Breathe in to shift forward. Vinyasa or down dog as you breathe out. Good. From your downward facing dog, again, inhale, lift your heels up high. Exhale, bend your knees, step or float to the top, forward fold. And take a little halfway lift as you arrive, big breath in. Exhale to your chair pose, sink through your seat and lift your heart in your hands. And take an inhale here, allowing length to travel from your fingertips to your sitting bones. On your exhale, refine your pose in a way that feels balanced for your body. So how can you feel both strong and sustainable here, spacious and free? Then take a full inhale. We're going to exhale and airplane our arms beside us. Left leg is going to be our base. Start to rise up with your right leg, one-legged Tadasana. So we're in our one-legged Tadasana without our eagle arms this time. We're going to take a big breath in. On your exhale, goddess your arms wide. If you'd like to, you can extend your right leg forward, finding your quadricep. Let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Take your right thumb on top of your left. Chest expansion bind. If you don't like this bind, you can always take airplane arms instead. We're going to slowly fly back into a bound airplane. Right leg's going to pendulum swing back. We'll tip our heart forward halfway. Collarbones are wide. Big breath in. With your exhale, slow motion, stepping to a high crescent lunge. Place your right toes to the earth. As your right toes land, release your bind and circle. Sweep your hands up to the sky. Big breath in. On your exhale, hinge forward, airplane your arms and pause. Good. In this little pause, we're going to take a pulsation. So take an inhale. On your exhale, you can hold to your option to dip your right knee to a hover, sweep your hands out and overhead a little bit. And then breathe in, airplane your arms, float your right knee away from the earth. Two more. So you can reach your hands just overhead. Now the optional dip of your right knee to a hover. And then push through your left heel, lengthen your right leg, sweep your arms back. Last time, a dip and reach as you inhale to keep your heart off of your left thigh. And then airplane arms and lift as you exhale. Big push from here, high crescent lunge, rise all the way up. Full breath in. Good, open arm twist to the left as you breathe out. Left hand back, right hand forward. Awesome, inhale to exalt, right hand reaches to the sky. And tip into your twisted low lunge just like before. Right hand to the earth, left fingertips to the ceiling. Take a full breath in. Exhale, all 10 toes to the right, bend your right knee. This time you can go either side lunge or Skandasana. So if you want to get a little bit deeper into your hips, reflex your left toes to the sky, Skandasana. Hands can be at heart. You can spread your wings wide again, it's up to you. Take a nice full inhale. On your exhale, low lunge all the way to the top of your yoga mat. And then bend your left knee, pivot all the way around. Good, one-legged plank or your high plank. Take an inhale, send your left leg back. Left knee to your left tricep as you exhale, open your hip. Three-legged dog, left leg to the sky, big breath in. Bend your knee, open your hip as you breathe out. Okay, from here, wild thing or flip dog. Or stay in your half dog, your scorpion dog. Big breath in. And just like before, you choose Vinyasa or a down dog as you come to your high plank. You can go directly to your down dog or shift forward to flow. Good, take a moment here. 3 cycles of breath. You can be in child's pose or downward facing dog. 3 cycles of breath to take a little pause, whatever you need. Maybe you grab a sip of water. We're going to take that second side, so same layer, second side. And then we are going to lower down to our bellies for a little bit of belly down connection into our back bodies to finish out our practice. So go ahead and make your way back to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, send your sits bones high to the sky. And then inhale, you're gonna lift your heels up. Exhale, forward fold. Journey forward to the top. I'll take a halfway lift as you breathe in. And then find your chair pose with your exhale. Settle with your seat, root into your heels. You reach through your heart and hands. Nice full breath here. Feel free to drop a little bit deeper as you breathe out. One more inhale, feel your upper back helping to lift your fingers. Exhale, airplane your arms beside you. You're going to tip your weight to your right foot and go bring your left leg to stand this time. One-legged Tadasana, right foot grounded, left leg high. Find your inhale at the top. On your exhale, goddess your arms. An option to lengthen out through your left leg. And then slowly let your hands fold in and release behind you, left thumb on top this time. Chest expansion. Find to keep your front arms tugged in. Take a big breath. And then bound airplane, fly your left leg back. Maybe a little softness in your right knee as you tip forward. Use your left glute and hamstring to lift your left leg. And use the bind to help keep your heart proud. Take one more breath in here. We're going to exhale slowly to our high crescent lunge. You land your left toe, release your bind. Use a big circle so to lift your heart as you breathe in. And then exhale, airplane your arms and pause with your breath out. So listening to your right hip, you're going to either inhale, dip and reach, or just reach your hands. So you're going to reach your hands overhead. Perhaps you dip your left knee to a hover. On your exhale, push through your right hip, lengthen your left leg, and airplane your arms. Two more like this, and you dip and reach as you breathe in. Good, exhale, lengthen, airplane arms. Last time, dip and reach, really feel the connection of your right heel and the earth. Exhale, lengthen, airplane arms. Beautiful, big push root through your right foot, rise all the way up as you inhale. And then open arm twist to the right with your exhale, right hand back, left hand forward. Wide open across your heart, exalt your crescent left hand to the sky as you breathe in. And then tip down into your twisted low lunge, left fingertips to the earth, right fingertips to the ceiling. Take a moment here. Then turn all 10 toes to the left. Go bend into your left knee, either for side lunge or Skandasana. And hands out hard or wings wide, whatever you like. So find an arm variation that feels interesting for you. I take a big breath in. Here we go, low lunge to the top of our yoga mat, bend into your right knee, turn all the way forward. One-legged plank or high plank, take your inhale. Right knee, right tricep as you exhale. Three-legged dog, reach your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or wild thing or flip dog. Nice full breath in. Vinyasa or down dog as you breathe out. Choosing to travel forward through your flow. Or maybe just move your plank and hike your pelvis up and back to downward facing dog. Once you find your way to downward facing dog, use an inhale to lift your heels up high. You're going to take one spinal wave on your exhale, cat spine forward to high plank. As you find your high plank, think hovering tabletop bend your knees. Cow your spine, lift your heart and tailbone, and scoop your booty up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time, actually, just so you can find it a little bit more fluidly. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, cat spine forward to your high plank. Think hovering tabletop, cow spine, scoop your booty up and back, a big spinal wave. And breathe in, lift your heels. Exhale, roll forward to high plank. And then this time, lower all the way down to the earth. So all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. And then let your hands reach back beside you like airplane wings, palms face down, thumbs wide. Take a full inhale. On your exhale, locust pose, begin to lift everything off the earth. Head, heart, arms, legs. You can stay here. You could take the chest expansion by interlacing your hands behind your heart. Or maybe you want to reach your hands out overhead, doing the strength of your back body, your shoulders a little bit more. Take another breath in here. And then as you exhale, lower down, belly down, Shavasana. Stack your hands to make a pillow for your forehead or turn a cheek to the side. Take one breath in. And one breath out. And you're going to take one more round here. You can choose locust pose. You can choose locust pose with any arm variation. Or you might choose a floor bow. So you're choosing floor bow, you're gonna bend your heels to your seat. Then reach your hands back to grab the outsides of your feet or your ankles. Now take a big breath in. No matter what shape you're choosing, exhale to find your lift. Think about kicking back with your legs. Even more than you're lifting your heart, the kick back of your legs will help to lift your heart. Your collarbones be wide. Take an inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, go ahead and release everything long. One more belly down Shavasana. Maybe you windshield vibrate your legs from side to side. And then when you feel complete, we're going to do kind of a funky transition to get to our back bodies. Instead of sitting back up, you're just going to roll onto your back body and scooch your way back onto your yoga mat. Now, once you've found your back body, go ahead and bend your knees into your chest. And find your favorite version of happy baby to find some length through your spine. Creating any balance to your back bend, to your prone shape, whether you're in locust or your floor bow. As you find this little counter pose, think about slowing down your breath too. And then keeping your knees bent, we're going to land our feet to the earth for bridge pose or wheel pose, depending on what your body is craving. If you do not want to lift your hips, you could also take a fallen bridge and just let your knees back to center. So whenever you're ready, you'll stop beneath your knees, take a big breath in. If you're lifting your hips, use your exhale to lift your pelvis to the sky. If you're going to your wheel pose, feel free to take your fingertips to face your shoulders. Push up to the crown of your head first, and then push all the way up to your wheel pose. And just like in the floor bow, if you took that, think about using the power of your legs to drive your heart opening. Wherever you are, take at least 2 more cycles of breath. You can also take the chest expansion by here, interlacing your fingers behind your low back in your bridge pose. Tucking your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. You need a little bit more time in your heart opening. Feel free to stay a little bit longer. Otherwise, slowly start to lower your pelvis down to the earth. Either pause in stillness, or you could take a couple windshield wipers through your knees again. So either just let your knees be, maybe let them knock together, or tick-tock them from side to side. Next time that your knees point to the sky, you're going to keep them there. And then eagle rock your right thigh on top of your left. And let both your knees tip over to the left into an eagle leg twist. Your arms can come out wide like a capital T. Maybe untuck your left shoulder blade. And then take 2 to 3 cycles of breath. We're just going to do a simple switch to second side. So bring your knees back to center. Place your right foot to the earth. And then stack your left thigh on top. You'll tip your legs over to the right. And then maybe let your gaze tip over to the left. Sometimes you need to adjust your spine, untuck your right shoulder blade. And just allow yourself to settle into your breath. And from here, you come back through center, you'll unwind your legs. And then if you're ready to kind of be committed to the earth, you might bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees go wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. If you'd like to take one more inversion, you might choose to take your legs up to the sky instead during this time. Just start with legs up pose first. And then if you'd like to, if you're craving shoulder stand or plow pose, then you might push the earth away with your triceps and lift your pelvis. And whether you're in a butterfly shaped Supta Baddha Konasana or an inversion, take 3 really mindful cycles of breath. After your third breath, take your time to slowly transition from your shape into just knees to chest, gathering your thighs into your heart. Taking a moment here, maybe to circle your knees. And then thighs to heart, curl your nose up to your knees, taking one more big breath to your body, into the back of your body. And as you exhale, go ahead and find your way to your Shavasana. Allow your arms and your legs to go long. Or find the shape that feels best in your body this morning. If you need something to cover your eyes, you can grab something to help block out the light. If you need a blanket or something to help support you in your Shavasana, take your time to find a really comfortable landing spot. And allow your eyes to close. And allow everything beyond your breath start to fade away into the background. So it's just you and the rise of your inhale. And you and the release of your exhale. Just taking a couple more moments to be in this intimate connection between you and your breath. The life force, source energy that gives us the opportunity to move through each day. In these last few minutes of our practice, we have this chance to balance out all of the effort with ease, all of your hard work with a little bit of intentional rest. So really offer yourself this time just to be and to breathe and to be in mindful observation. Just paying attention to what comes up, to any lessons that your practice is choosing to reveal to you this morning. And then allowing yourself to drop a little bit deeper with every exhale. Notice your focus start to wander away from your breath. Just kindly bring your attention back to the ebb and flow of inhale in and exhale out. As you check in with yourself, see if you'd like to stay exactly as you are, if you're comfortable, if you're content, or if you're ready to bring some movement back into your body. Maybe your fingers and your toes reawaken first, and your ankles and wrists. And perhaps a full body stretch extends your hands up and overhead with a big breath in. And on your exhale, you might just bring your hands to your heart, continuing to rest on the earth. If you'd like to, feel free to make your way up to a seat. With your eyes closed and your hands gathered at the center of your chest. We pause and we connect to our heart space one more time. Pausing in deep gratitude of this practice, of this community, and this time that you've chosen to take out of your morning to start your day with mindful movement and intentional awareness. So sealing in our practice and becoming back to that one thing that we're offering ourselves this week to move us towards greater balance. We'll seal it all in with one more clearing breath together. So take a nice full inhale through your nose. And cleansing exhale out of your mouth. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, our guides in living more authentically and loving more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much for showing up this morning, for taking time for you. And namaste.